I'm not saying they're not involved.
mass shootings across the years. I see mostly about maybe 5 to 10 that really get big. And this
Minus,
3 days ago, we get this information that it was.
I'm not saying what you're telling me I'm saying. You're not listening to me, like at all.
Hi, Midas. This is Doge. Can you put me in the queue after Steven is finished? Thank you.
You can go now, Doge. You want.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steven.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Steven, do you realize that if you have so many of these shooters being represented by transgender, it's a problem, right?
I hold the view that any mass shooting is a problem. Whether it's man, woman, transgender, whether it's a panda bear, any mass shooting is a problem.
Right, but if these people are having greater representation among the I guess more vicious mass shootings, right? Then it needs to be addressed, shouldn't it? Or should we?
All mass shootings are vicious. There are no non-vicious mass shootings.
Well, these are the biggest ones we know of for years. So this Covenant shooting, this is one of the biggest stories we knew of, right?
No. Would you like a breakdown of the largest mass shootings, and then look at whether they're cisgender or transgender?
In 2023, just the other day.
Oh, you know what? Actually, let's break it down. I'm gonna give you a list of mass shootings, and then also whether the perpetrators are cisgender or transgender.
Tell you what, Steven, you hold on, bro, because I think you're going through it a little bit. But go ahead.
I'm just responding.
No, you can hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Put me in the queue. Are you finished, Steven?
I'm finished.
Yeah, I'm certainly done. I'm gonna get the data. I'll be back.
Cool. Are you coming back to the room, or are you going to come back to the conversation?
I'm just gonna be on mute. I'll be here.
Oh, cool. So, Midas, I mean, do you want to talk about, would you like me to talk about the title? Would you like me to talk about Steven, about cisgender, trans? Like, what is it you're kind of looking for in your quest and search for information, Dr. Midas?
Stephen was saying that he was making up his own religion, right? And I asked him, according to his religion, what's the difference between a man and a woman? And he basically said that his mother could be a man who thinks she's a woman and she feels like it.
That's not what I said.
Right? And then he started hiding the fact that transgenders are from what we're seeing inside the news, they're, from my perspective, and from many other people's perspective, overrepresented within mass shootings. But from your perspective, Doge, where does all life come from? Who's your God?
The source of all life is now, of course.
Who's your God? What created all things?
Well, I like to think that, the source of all things is technically a compression called the now.
That doesn't answer the question. And therefore, if it's just a now, I mean, right now, you can hop out a window, right? If you have nowhere to go by, no reason to live, no understanding of why you were created for, then what's the sense of even living? Well, why not take extreme risks, like hop out of a plane without a parachute?
No, the purpose of living is always now, of course. As, generally right now, I feel that any question you ask me right now, I might just respond with the word now.
Well, it seems to me that you're quite the imbecile.
Well, right now, or always, or in the past, or the future. What do you think? I'll be an imbecile forever, Dr. Midas?
No, you just said that you were only going to respond, but right now, right? So you added on to that. But you're just supposed to be an imbecile for right now. I don't know. Can you keep up with your own concepts, your own logic?
I'm curious whether Midas thinks Doge is smarter than me, or if I'm smarter than Doge.
I think Steven is much smarter than Doge, by far. I think Doge is a blowhard who doesn't really.
Although I'm still incredibly
bad research. Yeah, Doge is incredibly moronic, and he covers up for what I consider what we've seen on Clubhouse is somewhat of child grooming, right? So, double
What? I mean, he is focused on the now. I think he's engulfed in the present.
But Stephen, this is the thing, right? This is the end game of your logic. You'll become those in a couple of years, bro. You keep going down these rabbit holes. You'll start sounding just like him. You need to be careful. He actually started where you started. If you ever talk to him, right? He started as a hypnotist libertarian, right? And in that role, I guess it didn't really work too well for him because he wasn't too good at it.
Wait, what?
You were kind of on the same way.
Hypnotist
You know the
libertarian.
kiss reap, Doge?
Well, I've talked to those from a while back when he was just a agent. We used to come online and just record people's conversations. Now he just comes online and still records people's conversations and stalks people online.
Okay. I mean, it looks like you're recording it too. His replays are on, so.
I mean, if I'm lying, he's right here. He could tell me I'm lying. I remember when people on this app say,
No, I mean, I think your analysis of me as a libertarian hypnotist is fairly accurate, and you're definitely accurate about my, recordings. That's 100% accurate.
Thanks, Doge. I try to be accurate with all of my information. Actually, I am very accurate with all of my information. That's why so many people on this app are kind of scared to debate me now. I'm going to mess with their money.
I'm so scared.
Well, you shouldn't be scared. I mean,
But wait, Midas, I did actually want to troll you a little bit, if I may. I mean, I find it entertaining that you're actually having this conversation with Steven, because I almost predicted that this conversation would happen today, that someone would actually have the most polite conversation with you possible, and in the process try to prove some very fundamental things about cognitive brain science, you might say. But the point is, why do you even engage with Dr. Steven here? I'm a little bit confused.
I engage with everybody who is having the breath of life from God. Period. A lot of people on this app have mental illness. I like to help them with it, such as yourself.
Got it.
I think you're a lot more deteriorated than Steven, so I give you a little bit more leeway, Doge. A little bit more.
Wow, that's generous. That's compassion, sir. So I guess since I am a mentally ill man and you have great compassion on me, I'm just wondering, what is the difference, according to you, Dr. Midas, between cisgender and trans and, other terminology like that? Because as a 42-year-old man, until, Dr. Steven reminded me that people use the term cisgender, I mean, I had never heard of the term cisgender in my whole life, and to this day, I still reject it, just like I reject words like gay or trans or any of these terminology. Like, I don't even engage in that type of communication with people, so I'm just wondering, if you're a man of God, why are you actually engaging in this conversation using terminology like this?
But that's an interesting perspective from somebody who actually accepts those behaviors. I may have conversations about the terminology, but you may say you don't accept the terminology, but you do ascribe to their thought process, and you do allow their thought process. Do you have a doctrine against this thought process, whereby you can say, as a such and such person, you should be against what we're saying right now?
Yes, I am against the term cisgender, 100%. I don't want to use it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about the definition, because I think that's all just hypnosis and political propaganda.
You're not understanding the conversation. This is why I say you're so backwards. Where's the doctrine that supports you?
It's called Common Sense, Intuition, English.
There's 6,000 years of scholarship among all peoples. Where is the book or the concept, the doctrine that you can ascribe to that backs you?
Oh, the multiple theories on philosophy, psychology, wisdom-based instruction, education, those types of things, information that I've ingested and I'm compressing back out to you right now. Now.
So you know, a man can become a woman, right?
What was your question, Dr. Midas?
Do you believe believe a man can become a woman?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You believe a woman can become a man?
No.
What's your gender?
What is my gender?
I think it's pretty apparent.
I'm 100% sure that I am a man. Let me check. Yep, I'm a man.
How do you know?
Because I just grabbed my balls. I grabbed my dick and my balls. And that's not profanity now. That's called, what's it called in biology? What are those classes called?
Organs.
No. What? Anatomy class. Anatomy class, ladies and gentlemen. Anatomy proves that there's only two genders.
My what?
Do you agree with Doge? That means automatically he's a man. And
I was just saying that
even at the concept
Doge's agenda is it's on his profile picture. I think that sums up his agenda pretty well. I mean, look at his. It's one of the greatest profile pictures I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you shouldn't straw man the argument. What do you believe about if a man?
I believe that statement was a straw man.
He has a yeah. I mean, it's fairly fine. He said that he's a man based on that criteria. Do you agree with him?
Do I agree with Doge? On some things, yeah.
But you don't agree on that point. Therefore, you have gender dysphoria. What makes you a man, or are you not a man?
I'm a man.
How do you know?
I meet the definition.
Okay. What's the definition?
Which one?
Yeah, she's gonna bag you.
Do you want mine, or do you want
a conversation with
you want the dictionary.com definition?
This is the kind of like deflecting conversation I get with the.
I don't think it's the conversation you want to have. I think this is the Longmont Potion Castle podcast, and you're being prank called right now, Dr. Midas, and you're not aware of the prank call.
I'm not really bothered by it. I've told you before, Doge. I know about all your Jewish lineage and the fact that you work for the CIA or the FBI or whatever. Come on, learn your little fat people to be clown show. I already know about it. And then covering a 15-year-old boy, bro. That's too much for me. That's too much for me.
What should I have in my new religion? What should I include?
A brain?
It's a tax write-off, you're right. Something is a tax write-off operation.
Yeah, bro, like Wizard of Oz. Just pop out with some smoke and do a hallucination with yourself inside of a little ruby hat. And then you can pop out. I mean, all you guys are just witches in the end. You have no concept of creation. You can't stand on anything. You don't have no word to stand on. You're just basically illogical individuals. And this is the thing. Doge doesn't think that I have these cool conversations with people on a regular basis. I don't have cool conversations with people who run and cry like dogs when you try to pin them to a point.
I cry like a dog.
That's the pathetic thing I find about y'all people. Yeah, most people cry like dogs when they start running.
Wait, there's so many different types of dogs. What kind of dog do you cry like?
Chihuahuas.
I mean, Midas, it's not something personal against you. We're just trying to essentially create comedy content. And, you're our useful idiot, but you don't see how you could be a useful idiot because you're so vain and narcissistic, self-centered and egotistical in your way of thinking. It's an opinion piece.
Oh, none of my ideologies are so come from myself, brother. I give all thanks to God. So if you're saying that means you see yourself as below me, brother, I have nothing to do with your own self-esteem on how you need to work on that. But thank you for thinking that I'm higher than you, but I'm not, brother. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying you can frame it that way if you want, but when you say words like self-esteem,
no, but I don't have to frame it any way. I just said it. So why do you have to try to misinterpret what I'm saying?
You don't understand. We're filming here, so in the future, people will look on this video and they'll say, what is all this about? And I'll say, it's really about nothing. It's like the Seinfeld show. It's the Three Stooges, technically. You're one of the Stooges. You just don't know it.
Well, basically, isn't it?
I'm one of the students too. You're two of the three
I can't
students.
really say you're students because of the fact that you know that you can't win an actual conversation or actual logic. You have no actual logic.
See, you just got an
Always claim to be the winner.
Midas, you have an undeveloped sense of humor. You know, it's called self-humor. You've never actually really explored this part of yourself. But I want to thank you for being one of the Three Musketeers today.
Thank you, Imagination Warrior, for joining this room. With no facts behind it, and trying to say that you were intellectual and brought a superior conversation. Thank you so much for you nut jobs for joining the room. You are now dutifully entertained by the Imagination Warriors of Clubhouse.
You're welcome, Midas.
This is the interesting thing. They've done nothing but reflect. They have no basis. They have no concept.
I know, but you're projecting to us Imagination World. That's what you're doing. You're not aware of what you're projecting.
I'll just watch you leave Wonka in the chocolate.
That's more like it.
That's a great movie.
No, you have nothing to back you, bro. I mean, it's just ridiculous. At this point, I mean, it's just silly individuals.
You're projecting, Dr. Midas. Don't you see that? Everything you say is a projection.
Doctor. Should I refer to Doge as Dr. Doge?
Everybody's a doctor on Clownhouse, Dr. Steven. Welcome to Imagination World, where Midas projects his imagination onto everyone else.
You want to actually see if you can salvage some of your balls as men? You want to do a scientific debate?
I don't know. Mike does not understand what science is.
What is science,
Okay,
Dr. Steven?
Tell you what, are you a round earther? Do you believe in the round earth theory?
Are you asking me or Doge?
Either one, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
I'm highly confident.
Confident. It's round, definitely in essence. They call it a geoid.
So how does water,
It's not completely a sphere,
stay outside of a container?
but it's very close. Very close to a sphere.
How does a mass of water stay on the outside of a container?
It's called gravity, Dr. Midas.
What is the equation for gravity?
E equals mc squared.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's
No, that's true. E equals mc squared is the theory of
That's
gravity.
a gravity equation, Doge.
It is a gravity equation. It's a compression. It's a compression.
M equals mass.
I know energy equals matter squared.
It doesn't include gravity at all in that equation.
You don't know what the C variable stands for, sir.
I do. It stands for the speed of light.
Well, there we go. Cool. We're in agreement. Are you in agreement, Dr. Midas? Can the Three Musketeers go on their merry way yet?
Wait, you stooges agree? Do you really agree? Or are you just using your imagination again? What is gravity?
I just told you.
This is it. Okay, so the force of gravity equals the gravitational constant multiplied by the mass of mass 1 times the mass of mass 2, all divided by the distance squared. That is the gravitational force.
That's what you learned in school? That's what you learned in school?
So what does ChatGPT says? What does ChatGPT say that?
Why was it thrown out? Wait, hold on a second, Doge. Why was it thrown out in 2022? It is now quantum. Are we Avengers?
It wasn't.
Spider-Man?
It was never thrown out. No.
No, it was totally thrown out, bro. They said it doesn't work with the AI models. It's not accurate. And I think ScienceMagazine.com said that theory of relativity is wrong. That's what it said.
This isn't the theory of relativity.
So you're not dealing with quantum?
Hey, no. No, the gravity equation does not deal with quantum.
What? Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
You know, Dr. Stephen, I think
Now,
if this
gravity.
hold on a second, Dr. Midas, I think if this conversation has proven anything, is that Stephen is one of the most polite and gracious trolls I've seen in a while. Congratulations, Dr. Stephen.
Congratulations, Dr. Judge.
Thank you, Dr. Midas.
Although I have to thank Dr. Midas for bestowing his incredible wisdom on both of us. Bestowing his wisdom.
He's beyond stoicism. This man truly is a disciple and a teacher of Christ himself. Midas, how do you feel being such an exceptional teacher of the one true Messiah, of God the Father?
Well, I feel fantastic, brother. And it kind of shows when people say they believe in something, they don't have any science to actually back it, they're not keeping up with science, it shows how much more wondrous and how much more superior Jesus Christ's knowledge and Christ's logic is than the logic of these modern day scientists. So he doesn't even realize that if he's dealing with gravity today, he has to rest upon the concept of quantum importance. That's what 2022, the Nobel Prize winners exposed. But I mean, if you're saying that it's still valid, I mean, that means you're going against basically modern science. So
it's not going against any modern science.
Now, Stephen, don't lose that really polite, cool troll vibration you've been projecting. Stay centered. Don't let Midas take you off your balance. You're doing such excellent work here.
I just have to.
Midas, what is the source of your wisdom? Since you're King Midas, what is the source of your wisdom, Dr. Midas?
It's in Christ.
In Christ, brother.
Yep, I saw that one coming.
Wait, is there something in the word Christ? Like Christ? Is it crystal? Like, what does the word Christ mean to you, Dr.
Why
Midas?
is that all other religions point to Christ? I mean, even Hinduism, Krishna is a copy of Christ, Abraham, Brahma is a copy of Abraham. I mean, like, why do all religions point to Christ?
I think they're all trying to, point something out. What do you think they're trying to point out, Dr. Midas?
That Jesus is God. And it's the interesting thing, right? So I put up the link at the top if you want to check it out. It's a PDF, where it shows that 3 Nobel scientists, they won the prize to show that Einstein was an imbecile. So, I mean, some people try to keep Einstein alive today, but I really think it shows. I mean, I talked to a lady on
Einstein didn't make the gravity
grandfather used
equation.
to pick him up outside of bars. He was really a drunk who had bad hair. You're like, why would you think he's a real scientist?
Midas, he didn't create the gravity equation.
Well, Isaac Newton had his first concept of gravity, and that was thrown out by Einstein with the theory of relativity. And after that, Einstein was thrown out in 2022. So this is 2025. It's 3 years for you to be able to catch up with what you say you believe in. Why don't you know this?
Have you read this? Like, actually read it? Or you just like find this online? Like, just like
some of them do contradict each other, but for the most part,
no. You didn't answer my question. Did you?
The underlying science. I'll give you another link.
The link that you gave me. No. Don't change the link. The last link that you posted. Did you read it or did you just post it?
I just posted it.
Okay. Do you see how that's like not?
Dr. Stephen, you may have expectations which will be unfulfilled right now.
When you post a link, that you read it first, right?
Well, this is the thing. I already know some of it's going to be BS. I already know some of it's going to be BS. Oh, no, not really. I already know some of it's just waiting for you. I'm just waiting for you to try to add that nonsense. I'll give you the other link that proves that Einstein was wrong. And I put it from science alert.
Einstein didn't make the gravity equation.
Stephen, please. What you're not anticipating is that this room is on replay, and maybe days or weeks or months from now, you're going to look back on this conversation, and you know what? You know what the conclusion is you're going to come to weeks, days, months, years, even from now when you re-listen to this replay. Guess what you're going to come to? Guess what conclusion you're going to come to, Dr. Stephen? Do you know? Any idea?
That this was a massive waste of time.
So wait, Stephen, please hold, Dr. Midas. Please, let's take Stephen at face value for what he just said, that this is a huge waste of time. So, Dr. Stephen, if that's true, what can you actually learn about this whole conversation? Is it not just a comedy routine and we're just the Three Stooges? Let's be honest.
I mean, it has been wildly entertaining. I think the funniest thing about Midas is how seriously he takes himself.
Stephen, can you answer the question? At the top there, it says scientists win physics Nobel Prize for proving Einstein wrong.
Einstein didn't make the goddamn equation, Midas.
The theory of relativity is what they try to use for the concept of gravity. So if you're not dealing with Einstein or general gravity that came from the Einstein concept after Isaac Newton was thrown out, then what are you dealing with?
The equation. Yeah,
Where did the equation come from?
Let's find out. I think Sir Isaac Newton made this equation.
Yeah, come on,